My Little Compilation. Written by Viper Freaks. The Pinky Games.
It was another beautiful day in Ponyville, and Pinkie Pie couldn't be happier as she was bouncing along the road towards her newest, bestest friend. Well, her bestest human friend. Okay, the only human friend she knew, but even if there were more humans out there, then he would still be her bestest, and of that she was sure.
La, 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 la.
Pinkie sang happily, thinking of all the fun games they would play. Maybe they'd play a ball bouncing game. It was the first game she played with him when he had come to Equestria and needed some cheering up, which helped as he started smiling when they played. Maybe they would play hide and seek. She was pretty good at it, but he was no slouch either, even for a big guy like him. Or maybe they would just lay under their favorite tree with her on top of him, looking into the sky as he would give her a belly rub. Pinkie's eyes drooped as her tongue lolled out of her smiling mouth as she thought about those lovely digits running along her barrel, silently hoping that, whatever they planned on doing, it would end up with him doing that. She snapped herself out of those thoughts as she got close to her friend's door. She moved in to knock, but stopped mid-knock as she saw a note hanging on the door. Taking it from the door, she began to read it.
Dear Pinkie. It's me. Sorry, but I'm not home right now.
Her ears drooped a bit.
Aww. I wanted to have fun.
And continued,
That's because I made a treasure hunt for you to follow.
She gave a wide, toothy smile.
So here's the first clue. I may look good, but I'm not to eat. Though you can enter me and buy a treat.
Pinkie scoffed at how easy this riddle was, knowing full well what he was talking about.
Sugar Cube Corner!
She exclaimed happily, making her way towards the bakery. Once she entered the shop, she went on a frantic search for the next clue, until Miss Cake from the kitchen came to check on what was making that noise.
Pinkie, dear, what are you doing? My friend made a treasure hunt for me.
Pinkie said, her smile turning into a frown.
He said he left the next clue here, but I can't find it.
Miss Cake chuckled.
Maybe you should take another look at your clue, Pinkie?
Pinkie looked quizzically at the older mare, but did what she suggested and read the riddle again.
I got it!
Pinkie cheered, jumping towards Miss Cake, who chuckled at Pinkie's antics. Pinkie cleared her throat ceremoniously.
May I require a treat from you, Mrs. Cake?
Miss Cake giggled at the fancy line before she answered,
Of course, Pinkie.
and went behind the counter to fetch a white box.
Here you go, sweetie.
And she hoofed it over to her,
Thanks.
said Pinkie with a smile and opened the box. Inside there was a note lying on top of a dozen pink and blue cupcakes. She picked up the note and began to read it.
Congratulations, Pinkie. You figured out the first clue. Now, here's the second one. To another shop you must go, where all things green and bright will grow.
Pinkie thought for a moment.
I know where I have to go.
She said happily after a moment.
I have to go to the Flower Sister shop.
She placed the pastry box on her back and gave a wave to Miss Cake as she left the bakery. Entering the flower shop, she was greeted by one of the sisters.
Hello there, Pinkie.
Roseluck said in a very cheery demeanor, failing to sound surprised.
How can I help you?
Pinkie just thought Roseluck was like that because she was in on the act.
Hi, Rose. Did my human friend leave something here for me to pick up? Oh, that strong and tall-willed creature you hang around with?
Roseluck said, nudging Pinkie with an elbow before heading to the back.
I'll go fetch it for you.
Pinkie didn't know what she meant by that, but before she could think on it any further, Roseluck came back carrying a big bouquet with different kinds of pink flowers.
Wow!
Pinkie said, astonished.
I wonder who these flowers are for. I wouldn't know.
Roseluck said in mock ignorance.
Maybe for his special sun pony?
Pinky didn't hear it as she was paying too much attention to another note that was stuck to the flowers. She took it off and began to read it.
Sweet Pinky, this will be the last clue. Go to the place we play wild and free, then look under our favorite tree. Well, see you later, Rose, and thanks for keeping the flowers safe.
Pinky said as she left the shop and headed toward their favorite tree. As she got to the tree, she noticed that there was a black box lying at the roots. Stopping in front of it, she opened it, seeing another note lying on the soft fabric, and began to read it.
Dear Pinky, ever since I got to Equestria, I am glad to have met you, and I can only hope that you feel the same too. So, I was hoping that you could make this lone human the most happy if you would like to become my very special sun pony.
Unable to think of anything else, Pinky removed the fabric from the box, revealing a golden hoof bracelet. Hearing the sound of someone walking up to her, she was able to look away and saw her friend looking at her with a loving smile on his face. Pinky's eyes teared up, and a wide smile appeared on her face as she began to realize that the items she got in the game were his gifts to her. Pinky then leaped into his arms as she proclaimed,
Yes! Yes, of course I would love to become your special sun pony!
They ate their cakes together, and Pinky got the best belly rub from her cult friend. The end.